Okay, this is a presentation of lean manufacturing, Kaizen at home. This is going to be manufacturing pancakes is the area that I chose to focus on. So first off, what is Kaizen? Kaizen is continuous improvement. This is a Japanese developed concept for manufacturing that can be really implemented in any area of life, whether it be any business or industries, any sales initiative, manufacturing industry, production, but even anything around your own home. Continuous improvement. The characters Kai and Zen, as you can see here, represent change and better. So the idea of continuous improvement. Now, with Kaizen comes this idea of wanting to eliminate and reduce the 7 deadly wastes. This is overproduction, waiting, transport, motion, overprocessing, inventory, and defects. Now, we're going to look at my particular instance of creating pancakes in my home and how implementing some Kaizen lean manufacturing principles is going to then affect some of these deadly wastes. Now, looking at my pancakes processes here, my children love to eat pancakes. They can't get enough of these little things, and I like them also. But what we've gotten into is to keep up with demand, we've had to increase our production. And that goes into double batch, sometimes quadruple batch cooking. That gets into making a lot of pancakes. Doesn't seem like we can ever make enough, and if any are left over, they're usually eaten within a day or so. So we needed to start looking at a manufacturing process. So where we were looking at doing larger batches, what we started to run into was waiting time. Using one pan, because I only had one smiley face mold pancake pan, we started running into problems with waiting and not be able to produce fast enough. So the cook, myself, is standing there a good bit of the time. Also, the customers, my children, are waiting for food. They can eat them as fast as they come off the line. So that was something else that became an issue. Temperature control was a big issue in that you can see the difference in the pancakes on the right, where some are very, very light, some are very, very dark. That really, temperature control and keeping the pancakes quality at a very consistent level was difficult because of the process. And you'll see later on about the process here. Flipping the pancakes was a little difficult. So quality control, defects being one of those 7 deadly wastes we're trying to affect, and then also production shortfalls. How do we keep more pancakes coming off the line? So this traditional method we'll take a look at. This is a single pan used to cook both sides of the pancake. And you can see the bowl of batter, my clean area where I allowed to rest my spoon, and usually try to pick up dribbles at that point. And then also the cooking method is one pan where you'll see those actually get flipped inside the pan. And in fact, you can see the little flecks in the batter. Those are sprinkles, rainbow sprinkles, for extra magic in the morning. So the traditional method, there's some inherent flaws in flipping these cakes. It's very difficult to lift underneath of these cakes because this pan is embossed. Time to do this varies. Sometimes they stick to the pan, sometimes they stick together, making it very difficult to flip 2 pancakes at once with the tool being utilized. So we're going to look at how to change that. And in this video, we're going to go ahead and watch this traditional method. And you can see here in this particular method that it's tough to get that flipper underneath of the. Yep, you can see, and you have to flip it directly back into that embossed area. That is not an easy task. And you can see some of them are kind of flying out of there. Some of these just stick and you have to go back to them. What that means is it's going to cook longer in that area, and then we're going to have a darker pancake than the others. And see, there's 2 sticking together. That makes it incredibly difficult to manage. So you got to cut that. All the while, these cakes are cooking. They are just cooking. And when one is ready to flip, generally they're all ready to flip. So as you see, still trying to get these unstuck and get those to flip difficult situation here, very difficult situation. So as we move forward to the new method works out rather well because what it does is it starts using a two-pan system. And when these, so you can see I'm pointing at the top of these pancakes, the bubbles are starting to form, indicating that they are ready to flip. They are finished cooking. And instead of trying to work my way down inside here, which gets difficult as you saw on the last screen, what we're going to do is we're going to utilize a two-pan system, okay? What I'm showing you here is that this pan on the right-hand side is hot. It does have non-stick baking spray on it, and it is ready for the flip. So instead of flipping them individually, place the pan on top of the embossed pan and then make the flip together. Now what that does is it creates one full movement. All of the cakes come out of the mold pan at the same time, making the cooking very uniform. So the color on the top is the same, and they all come out. Now, these are all stuck together. Really doesn't make a whole lot of difference because they'll come apart in that pan. And you can also see continues to allow me to cook the next batch. So while one batch is moving through the secondary cooking process, another batch is starting to go into the pan, and we keep that flow in the manufacturing cycle moving. So with that, what has happened is we have a whole lot less waste and a whole lot more flow. So we move, as you see this assembly line here, moving down the line, we still kept the same beginning process, but adding this additional pan and making that flip one continuous motion really did open up the avenue for manufacturing and flow, eliminating waiting time, lowering defects, and the like. So this application of Kaizen in the kitchen has really worked out well for my family, and my children are very, very happy with the production of pancakes.